All right, so I needed to put out some information now and make a quick video. I normally do a lot better with video editing and stuff like that, and I have all the tools and the skills, but this video is pressed for time, so forgive the fact that I'm just gonna throw this out there. This will be a quick one. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit the basics. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, so that way I could just keep putting out more stuff, and tell me what you want to see in the videos in the comments, and or just hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. All right, let's get into it. One of the big things is everybody's asking what's the deal with the Dogecoin price? Why is it going down? And why hasn't it seemingly recovered? And why is it that the SNL skits, I guess, seem to cause it to go into a dip? First, dips are natural. Second, there's a lot of information that came out about that. One is that a big Wall Street dude, which I'll make sure to put the information in the comment section, is going for a short. So if you don't know anything about stocks or trading or shorts, that's kind of what they tried to do to GameStop, which is it's basically where big Wall Street investors, and they're gambling on something failing. So they intentionally push for it to fail, so that way their return can be better, and they essentially they make money by them accurately predicting that something was going to fail. But it's not a prediction because they're pushing for it. They're actually promoting for it to fail. So they tried to do that GameStop, and GameStop, obviously, that did not happen. And even though GameStop rose to, like a stellar level, and then it eventually came down, it's still far, far higher than it ever was. So they did not win. And in fact, the company that tried to short, the hedge fund that tried to short GameStop went out of business. So that was a major victory for GameStop. I also believe that the Reddit situation with GameStop was kind of a precursor to this. I think that was like a test phase for a lot of folks, especially in the Reddit community and online, to see how we could, start making the market work for us and for regular people. The other big thing is that Robinhood was seemingly failing on that night. Now, there's a lot of reasons a lot of people think that Robinhood's in on it. I actually have a lot of information, and Elon Musk himself also believes that the biggest Dogecoin holder and the whale is probably the CEO of Robinhood. Now, I'm going to talk a major conspiracy theory, on why I think that is the case and why I think it's good for everyone else. And I'll just kind of briefly touch on it. Think about this. If you're a billionaire, you already have billions of dollars. What's the next step for you? Might be richest person in the world. Maybe something bigger than that. So we'll get into that, and I'll talk about that in another video. But for sure, there's a goal, and if you're on the right side of history, you can be along, and you can benefit from it. So, my Red Bull is kicking in. I should have had Cuban coffee this morning. It makes me think better. But I digress. Point is, we were talking about what's going on with the short, with Dogecoin, and we're also talking about Shiba Inu. If you don't know anything about SHIB, it's a coin that kind of is calling itself the Dogecoin killer, and it's doing really well. However, yesterday, a huge portion, I think about $2 billion of Shiba Inu was basically sold off by the CEO of Ethereum. So the Ethereum head is admittedly a Dogecoin supporter, and for a lot of good reasons. And he basically just kind of tanked all that. So it kind of went, the Shiba Inu stock went down a little bit, and so people who had made some money, probably I think about 20 to 30% of their of the return went down. But my thoughts on SHIB, calling themselves the Doge killer, there's a lot of people who are trying to make some money, and a lot of people who are trying to do some good in these communities, and trying to just take down another crypto is just not cool. So I don't really, I kind of see that as Wall Street backed. It's definitely Bitcoin backed. So it's fear response to the movement that Dogecoin is purporting. Like, this isn't just crypto. It's an identity. You know what I mean? It's a mimetic identity. We're seeing history change here in a way that people are identifying with this in a cultural way, but it's not cultural. It's mimetic. It's from a meme. People are banding together based on something that collectively think is either funny or really cool, and they're benefiting from it in a lot of different ways. So you're going to see like crypto philanthropists come about, and you're going to see a lot of change happen with this. So I'm really excited about this current time in the crypto space, and just in in a recovery sense from just what we had to deal with, due to COVID-19. So this is the time where giants are made, and there's going to be a lot of difference made in the next few years. So I'm excited personally. So also let me touch on like why this is cool for Elon Musk and why I think Doge is going to be the ultimate winner, and why now all of a sudden I would not have said this in the past, but I firmly believe that Doge can go into the double digits before, the end of this decade. That's $10 Doge is a very real possibility now, and that was, I would have never said that before, and it's a very real possibility. Why? For one, the thing that has a lot of Bitcoin holders kind of on the ropes now is that Bitcoin is a major like hit on the environment. The carbon emissions that are gained from mining, from the electricity used to mine Bitcoin, is massive. It's actually more than the entire country. They use more electricity than the entire country of New Zealand. And that's also ironic considering New Zealand was one of the few countries that really handled COVID really well. So that just being said, if you look at that, the carbon footprint for Bitcoin being so massive is a deterrent for a lot of people, especially people who are trying to, make it in markets that are considered to be environmentally friendly, like, I don't know, Tesla? So Elon Musk suspended Bitcoin sales. Like very recently he announced that they were going to be accepting Bitcoin, and then he suddenly announced that Bitcoin would no longer be used on Tesla products, or to buy Teslas rather, Tesla vehicles. That's significant for a few reasons. One, yes, because of the carbon footprint. Two, that was also in response to, one, the short, because they attempted to do this during his SNL skit, and they've been doing it since, which is what's holding the price down. Also, it's in response to Shiba Inu and some of these companies who are basically trying to attack Doge because of exactly that. It's a hate. They're hating on it really bad because it's getting a lot of attention, and it's viable. That's the biggest thing about Doge, is that compared to other cryptos, it has one of the lowest carbon footprints, and they're actually aiming for zero carbon emissions in a very short period of time. So Elon Musk has been posting some very cryptic stuff regarding some of these initiatives that Doge is looking forward to, and has dropped some hints. Even in the SNL skit, there was actually an SNL skit about Mars, about the Mars colony, and on one of the screens, and I'll post a screenshot, or maybe I'll do a later video on the whole conspiracy and the tinfoil hat aspect of it. But he actually has, in the screenshot, you can see that it says Doge transfer. So why I believe that one of the more significant things is with this, Doge 1 mission, because SpaceX is now sending an actual rocket called the Doge 1 to the moon, and Elon Musk said he's putting a literal Dogecoin on the literal moon. The other thing that's significant to this is I believe that probably using Elon's Starlink satellite systems, they're going to try to conduct a cryptocurrency transaction in space. Once this is done, we have confirmation of a cryptocurrency exchange being done in space. And considering Dogecoin is a super fast transaction with super low gas fees, and if you don't understand what gas fees are the fees that are used to pay for the transaction, and the more transactions that are being used at a particular time is what causes the fee to go up. So for example, during this major rush, a lot of people were buying SHIB, and if you were trying to buy $100 worth of SHIB, or the Shiba Inu token, it was going to cost you $400 in gas. That doesn't make any sense. Now, a lot of people were trying to buy and sell at the same time, and that's what caused the Robinhood crash. Or rather, not crash, but it slowed the network down in order for you to prevent sales and stuff. So it wasn't on purpose. It was just a matter of overloading the system. So once a transaction is done in space, and it's done quickly, you now have a viable use case for Doge, which is that it's fast, it's reliable, it can be done in space, and you can actually send money in space and transfer funds and purchase items from, the International Space Station, maybe a lunar colony, maybe a Mars colony. So these are not things that are like, this is not a fantasy. These are test runs. These are all things that are being done in the prototypical stages because that's the goal the goal here is to end up establishing a colony on Mars or on somewhere else, so that we can, start, having transactions and being able to do these things. And so once that's done, if Dogecoin is the first crypto or currency in general to be exchanged or used in space, that's history. We've already made history, but like at that point, the viability is done. The use case is solid. And then we have a viable currency. And do you think that the price is going to stop at $1 at that point? No. So hold your Doge. And if you're not holding, buy more. If you haven't bought, buy some. But don't listen to me, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only telling you what I would and or are probably going to do. So I'm very excited. If you can't tell, it's a lot. Also, I was gonna put this video out last night, but I actually got my first dose of the COVID vaccine, and it kicked my butt. Like, a lot of people said it's usually the second one that gets them, but I was wrecked yesterday. Glad I did it. I know there are people out there who feel certain ways about certain things. I was in the Army for 17 years, so I've been poked and prodded and given so much damn stuff in my body at this point. Like, I was just like, hey, I need to do what's best for, keeping my family safe and for keeping my kids safe. So, I got it done. And I'm not gonna lie, it really messed me up last night. So I encourage people to do what you gotta do, support your community and make sure that, you do what you got to do. But I did it, and I was messed, and that's, it's also why I'm a little drained today, but I'm excited, and I really needed to post this video. So if anybody has any other questions, I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff, and hopefully I'll be doing some more stuff with like cool graphics and things, because I just really needed to get this out, and I wanted to do it yesterday, but I couldn't do it. So I hope I answered the questions that I had said I was going to earlier. I hope I touched on those things, and this video actually went longer than I intended it to, but bottom line is we're in a really great space right now, and now is the time for us to be smart, get informed on some of these things, and be a part of history. I think that's the most important thing, is that we're shaping the future here of what humanity looks like on this planet and other planets. So kudos to everybody out there. Thank you for support. For anybody watching this, I really appreciate it, and I love feedback, positive or negative. Please tell me. Like, if you're like, hey, those glasses look dumb on you, bro, and like, whatever you got, like, please, I encourage it. And thank you. And again, I hope this has been informative for some people. And again, this is really, thank you so much for anybody who's been supportive. Just thank you. And I hope to have more information for you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.